Hi, welcome to CISSP Nights YouTube channel. Please subscribe our channel to get daily questions and answers. So let's start. Which of the following is represented by the I component of CIA triad? Intelligence, is it identification, internal, or integrity? So it is select D. Let's see the answer. Yes, integrity is represented by the I component of CIA. It is one of the core concepts. Okay, and main function is to protect systems and information against the compromise by unauthorized modification. Okay, so any unauthorized user who modifies the data in a file has compromised the integrity of the data in that file. Okay, so it's not internal, not intelligence. Let's move forward. A VPN tunnel must be created between two sites. You decide to use IPsec with authentication header and encapsulating security payload. How many security associations must ISA-KMP establish? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 1? So usually, as we know, it is a two-way, so it should establish 2 security associations. If only IPsec is used with authentication header. But if there is ESP as well, then it should go for 4. Let's see the answer. Yes. ISA-KMP, Internet Security Association and Key Management Protocol must establish 4 security associations. It's a collection of security configuration parameters that each endpoint agrees to use and enables the construction of secure channel of communication. It is used to provide confidentiality by encrypting data that passes through the VPN tunnel. Okay, if both ESP and AH are used, then it should establish 4 essays, 2 in each direction. Let's move forward. Which of the following protocols can be used to secure communication between a web browser and web server? Okay, is it L2TP? Is it EAP? Is it HTTP? Or is it TLS? So as we have to always read the question twice, which of the following protocols can be used to secure communication between a web browser and web server? So it should be L2TP is mostly for VPN communications, establishing the traffic between VPNs. EAP, no. HTTPs, yes, is used to basically pull the traffic from a web server if you are a client, but not to secure communication. So we'll choose TLS. See the answer? Yes. TLS can be used to secure communication between a web browser and web server. It is a security protocol which extends the feature of SSL. It can provide secure transmissions for several application protocols such as HTTP, such as AES, or even using 3DES. HTTP is, however, used to request a resource from another computer such as web server, and as we visit a URL, so the browser using HTTP to request a resource. L2TP is used in VPNs. L2TP does not offer any security on its own, but provides a tunnel in which IP packets are encapsulated in UDP packets and they can travel. EAP is, however, an authentication standard which is developed to provide access control for network devices. When EAP is implemented, clients must successfully authenticate before the clients will be allowed to access the network, and cannot be used to secure communication between a web browser and a web server. So yeah, TLS is the answer. Next question, which of the following best describes a polymorphic virus? Polymorphic virus. So we should know the main characteristics of a polymorphic, which changes its shape. Okay, so it moves the boot sector of a hard drive to different location. No, that should be another virus. It functions as a wrapper to an application so that it runs first whenever the application is run. No, it mutates, which means it changes while retaining the original functionality. That's interesting. It typically infects Microsoft Office template files. Yeah, for Microsoft Office, there mostly we have macro viruses. It intercepts calls made to OS. Nope. So we choose option number C because it changes its shape while retaining the original functionality. Let's see the answer. Yeah. So a polymorphic virus mutates while retaining the original virus functionality. It's built in the virus. They're constantly changing their signature. They often avoid detection by antivirus software because they change their signature. So for the boot sector, there's another virus called boot sector virus, and also for Microsoft template files, the virus which infects them is macrovirus. For the wrapper to application, it's called a shell code. The shell code wraps an application with a virus code, and it is executed first. A polymorphic virus does not intercept calls made to the OS. It's called a stealth virus. This stays hidden by monitoring service calls. Okay, and it basically hides the infected files. So polymorphic viruses are the ones who change their shape, however retaining the original functionality. Let's move forward. Which of the following can mitigate the threat of brute force attacks that use rainbow tables? Brute force attacks. Okay, is it anti-hash? Is it MD5 hash, a LAN manager, or a salt? So brute force means like the attack is happening randomly, and they are also using rainbow tables. So yes, salt should be our answer because here we will add it to the password and then do the hashing. So the answer, yes, salt. A salt can mitigate or reduce the threat of brute force attacks. We use rainbow tables. Brute force attack is a password cracking technique by which password hashes are compared to a list of known hashes and their clear text counterparts. So this attack basically attempts every possible combination of a password until a match is found. And a rainbow table is a means of organizing known password hashes so that hash lookups are processed faster. So what happens is a salt is like a random value which is added to a password before the password is hashed. So salt can be unique to a system or unique to each user on a system. So the resulting hash which is produced after being added to the password and is combined with the salt will be differ from the hash which is created from the password alone. So that's why the brute force attack becomes lesser effective at cracking such passwords which are hashed with salt. MD5 is a password hashing algorithm. Same LM hash cannot mitigate the threat of brute force attacks. Anti-hash also cannot reduce the threat of brute force attacks. So for the brute force attacks can be reduced which use rainbow tables only with the help of salt. Let's move forward. Which of the following is an advantage of serial line internet protocol over point-to-point protocol? SLIP is a data link layer protocol, but it's not an advantage over PPP. It has lower overhead, it provides CIA, or it supports the encapsulation of multiple network layer protocols. So these are all the functions or the features of SLIP, but the advantage is it is having lower overhead than PPP. Yes, so it has lower overhead than PPP. It enables basic point-to-point IP-based communication between two network devices, because SLIP is a bare bones protocol used by microcontrollers for IP packet encapsulation. Okay, it supports the encapsulation and transmission of only IP traffic. However, PPP can transmit multiple network layer protocols on the same link. SLIP provides neither CIA. By contrast, PPP provides CIA. So PPP uses point-to-point protocol or L2TP for confidentiality. Okay, so main advantage, it is having lower overhead. Let's move forward into our last question. You are conducting a site survey for mass transit pickup point. You want to ensure only one authenticated person at a time can enter the pickup point. Which the following perimeter defenses can or should be recommended: bollards, turnstiles, close gate, man trap. Whenever there is only one authenticated person at a time who can enter, the answer should be always turnstiles. See the answer? Yes. You should recommend turnstile to ensure that only one authenticated person at a time can enter the pickup point. It's a means of access control which prevents more than one authorized users at the time from entering any area. And basically it prevents the tailgating, and it is always helpful to ensure that only one person at one time can enter at one place. Okay, thanks for today. We'll continue further. Thank you.